Hello and welcome. I'm Brian, and let's dive right into the question of the day. Does Donald Trump really support the Second Amendment? Now, this is a real question, and full disclosure, I voted for Donald Trump in 2016. One of the many reasons why I voted for him was that he vowed to uphold the Second Amendment, the Constitution. Now, I did have to look past what appears to be his support for the 1994 assault weapons ban. People can grow, people can change. I remember when I first got into firearms, I had slightly different views than I do currently. Nonetheless, I gave the guy a shot because I did truly believe in my heart that he was going to be better for the Second Amendment, as well as the other handful of issues that were important to me at that time, than, say, Hillary Clinton. What really disturbs me, though, is looking back, it appears that Barack Obama was less of an issue for the Second Amendment than Donald Trump at this point. And allow me to explain. Now, Obama was gun salesman for at least 2 years. 2008 and 2012, Obama got gun salesman of the year. I mean, he had those flying off the shelves out of fear. But did he actually manifest any legislation or sign off on any legislation that further took away our rights? Not nearly as much as some of the things that Trump has done. And Trump campaigned on constitutional carry. Sounds like a pretty good idea to me. If you're allowed to carry in your home state, shouldn't you be allowed to carry in every state? If you're allowed to own a firearm, shouldn't you be allowed to carry it to protect yourself? It doesn't do you a whole lot of good when it's sitting at home, locked up in a safe, unloaded, while your window of your car is getting smashed in with a hammer. Some violent thug, criminal, jerk wants to take your car, especially you got a little baby in the back. I mean, think about it, folks. He also campaigned on ending gun-free zones, at least in federal locations, which, again, I'm intrigued by that idea. Let's run with it. But then we find ourselves into his presidency a little bit, and he comes out in response to red flag laws stating something to the effect of, take the guns first, go through due process second. Excuse me? That is not how this works. Not only are red flag laws a direct violation of our Second Amendment rights, red flag warrants are also a violation of our First Amendment rights. You see, you don't get served with a red flag warrant because you went out and hurt somebody. We have already all of the means in place to go out and arrest, take to court, and charge, prosecute somebody if they actually go out and hurt people. So usually the way this happens is someone's having a really bad day and they say something just crazy. In fact, there was a case out of California where a man said something really dumb, I think in front of the divorce judge, and he was actually found to be not a threat by a mental health expert and is still not able to get his firearms back. So they violated his Second Amendment right, as well as his First Amendment rights. They violated the man's right to due process and violated the guy's right to real property which he purchased legally and possessed legally. So, no, I don't support that, and I don't think any red-blooded American who believes in the Second Amendment should be supporting red flag laws either. This brings us to another point, which might be controversial, but I don't care, and that's the bump stock ban. Full disclosure, I think bump stocks are just ridiculous. You want a high-speed pew, save up some pennies, go get you one of those transferable pre-1986 machine guns. You don't like that? Well, let's find a way to overthrow the NFA. Now, the fact that I don't like them shouldn't come into play. How many people went out and purchased bump stocks legally, by the way? Remember when the ATF sent out a form saying they were okay? And then Trump decides, nah, we're going to get rid of those. Once again, depriving people of real property that they have purchased legally. And that's not the worst part, in my opinion. The worst part is the way that they went about this has given the ATF and the Department of Justice even more authority, which they shouldn't have, to reclassify firearms, accessories, and components that people have purchased legally and to reclassify them into felonies, causing people to have to destroy, turn in, or even sell back to the manufacturer, which there has been a couple instances on that, and good on those manufacturers for stepping up and buying back those firearms that were legal when they sold them, I mean, that says a lot about the manufacturers and the distributors. It also says a lot about our government and the way they operate. Because once again, we're depriving people of real property. And we're allowing the ATF to change the rules as they go. Rules that contradict the very letters that they had sent out months or years prior. So, understand when I ask if Donald Trump really supports the Second Amendment, this is not an attack. I mean, I voted for the guy. Are we as Americans not allowed to be critical of the representatives, not leaders, representatives that we elect into office? Are we not able to question their decisions and hold them accountable when we think that they've strayed from the path that they promised? I'm Brian, and I hope you're all having a great day.